And consistency is the biggest thing anyone will tell you in getting results in anything. If you have to decide every day, you'll eventually decide not to.
What's happening, legends? Welcome back to the Becoming Reborn podcast. Today, we are going to be going through our non-negotiables. And guess who's with me again? Big, friendly Patrick.
Yes, I am. Thank you, Travis, for that introduction. I
so
love it every
friendly.
time. I'm heaps friendly.
You are so friendly.
Friendliest bloke, you know. So with our team, we actually went through our non-negotiables at the back end of last year.
Yeah.
So the majority of this podcast is going to be on personally your non-negotiables, but it works really well in a team setting too. And we did it because we had kind of, I guess it was like unspoken what we believed were non-negotiables, but we really had to make it public and sit there and get the whole team's buy-in of like, okay, these are our non-negotiables, and this is the standard for being a coach at Reborn.
Yeah. And
Take it or leave it.
nothing was like it all aligned with all the things that we talk about every single week, but it was just kind of having it black and white, of what they were. And like, I can share with you what a few of them were. So like, it was like our meetings. It's like at our meetings, you come with your two names and your two stories.
Yep.
You
Turn up on time.
Turn up on time and make sure you're actually being involved in our meetings.
Yes.
Which a lot of the times we found people, some days were there, some days they weren't. But it's like, no, if you're in and you're locked in.
And a big reason for us doing these non-negotiables were we are really pushing with our team to have peer-to-peer accountability. So instead of just you seeing whoever is above you in the pecking order being the only people that can call you out on stuff, like being able to call each other out on stuff. If I use the sporting analogy, it's not like the coach of a sporting team is the only person that can call someone out. Other players in the team can keep the other players accountable, and that's when you've got a really good team. So setting these non-negotiables in black and white, and everyone agrees upon them, makes it a lot easier for someone to call someone out on something.
Yeah. And then the next one was just adhering to, like, we've got like, it's called GOAT trainer. So each letter stands for a different task that the trainer's got to try to do. So GOAT is about greeting our members. O is for ownership. A is for accountability, and then T is for tailored touch. So it's just adhering to those. It's like, all right, that's our standard. It's not, or that's a great trainer. No, that's being a GOAT trainer. Sorry. That's our
standard.
That's our minimum.
Yeah. That's not what you're aiming for. That's what you've got to do every day.
Yeah. So like just having those non-negotiables clear and black and white, and then setting the boundaries of what is right and wrong to do. But these are the things that just like for our team, you have to do.
Yep. All right. So we're going to start?
Yeah.
Going through our daily non-negotiables.
Yeah, you go first, Patrick.
So
go one for one.
My first one isn't like a specific action. It's more of a mindset in just one word, is discipline. And it's about the line I've found that sums up the best, and I had to write it because I wouldn't be able to remember it. It's with everything that I do, choosing the right action regardless of how I feel. And I get that with training. It's something that I am very disciplined with. But then if in other areas of my life, I'm not as disciplined. Why not? So that's why I'm using discipline as one of my daily non-negotiables. And it's funny when you just like isolate something, or maybe it's just my mind personally, around like every single decision you make in a day, of which there's thousands, if you've just got one word to fall back on when you're making a choice between two options, it's like, okay, which is the more disciplined option?
I like when you simplify it down to a question like that. Because then it just becomes very black and white when you're struggling with, like, what do I do here? If you have a question like that, like, which is your North Star, it's a fantastic way of doing it.
Discipline equals standards, which rolls into everything you do in life.
Yeah. I always think, I thought you were going to say your magic, or not magical line, but the line you always talk about, which is if you say you're going to do something, you do it.
Yeah.
It's got you in trouble, but so discipline's better.
Yeah. But I'm still going to do that. You say you're going to do something, you do it. That's a non-negotiable.
Mine's so boring to start off with, but it's just my training. My training's like my non-negotiable for me. And it's like, it's just that thing that starts my day. This sounds like a bit of a flex, but I don't remember the last time I missed a day of training. What I mean by that is like just not doing something active straight away. And I just think for me, that is the discipline that I show towards doing that is what gets me going in all my other areas of my life. That shows you the consistency, and then it goes, all right, well, once you do that, it's like you're saying, eat your biggest frog first. That's generally, if you train in the morning, most of my sessions, that's the hardest thing I'm going to do all day. If I do that physically and mentally most of the time, everything else from there becomes a little bit easier. So my non-negotiable for myself is training.
That's my next one.
Oh,
Move every day. But I want to roll off on the back of what you said. You said you can't remember the last time that you didn't exercise or move or train first thing in the morning. When I went away over Christmas, I had 2 days that I didn't wake up to an alarm and I didn't exercise. So normally my alarm is set for the same time every day, every week, regardless of the time of year. And when I went away, there was a couple of days where I went, you know what? I'm going to turn the alarm off. And I'd stayed up and watch a movie with the kids a bit later, and it was horrible. So seriously, like, and why I'm bringing this up is
I was going to say
you haven't.
So nice.
There was good parts of it, getting to stay up and watch a movie with the kids, and even though 10 minutes in I fell asleep on the lounge and they start tickling my face and stuff like that. Regardless of that, but I would first of all. My alarm is set for 3:50 every day, and both days I woke up between 3:40 and 3:50, even though I'd only had half the amount of sleep. But I was able to get back to sleep, right? Waking up later, like 6 o'clock or something, I think one of them was even 7, I immediately felt like shit. And for the first time, like up until like lunchtime, I felt horrible. Like I just felt like brain fog, lack of energy, kind of like I was hungover. And I just felt like shit. And the reason I bring this up to you specifically, Trav, is I got to see life on the other side. Yeah. And I'm like, what life was like when you don't just wake up and exercise straight away. Right now, but yeah, but it was horrible. And I'm like, I'm glad because I got that awakening. I'm like, you forget how, and I use the term interchangeably, lucky, because we're the ones that do it. But I forget how lucky we are that we feel really good instantly in the morning because we exercise straight away.
Yeah. There was like 2 or 3 moments in Bali when I was away. I was like, oh, like I just wish I could just not have to get up sometimes. But I know that if I don't do that, even if I had like 10 hours sleep, I'm just going to be angry at myself all day. So it's just about moving. Like some of the sessions that I did were
cruisy, right?
Like body weight sessions, you know what I mean? They're nothing too hard. Actually, I trained pretty hard when I was over there. But yeah, you know what I mean.
I had one day where I woke up, Trav, and I went for a walk. And that was glorious.
Yeah, that would be good.
It really was. I woke up at the same time and I got out, and it helps that I'd hurt my Achilles doing hill sprints the day before. Yeah. So that's why. And I went, you know what? I'm just going to get my steps up. It's going to help with the recovery. And I'm just going to walk. And I walked like 4 or 5K.
How long does it take walking?
And I deliberately didn't take a phone, didn't take headphones. Like I just wanted to just be present in the world. Actually, it was magnificent. And it's Lake Conjola. It's gorgeous, right? Like through the bush track and stuff, it was honestly magnificent. And I kind of got home, and even though I hadn't had that sweat out or that smash up session, I still felt good all day. So there you go. Even if you don't want to actually train or train hard every day, get up and go for a walk at the same time.
That's fantastic, Patrick. Well done. My next one, my non-negotiable is family time. So like... Same. Yeah. So really?
Well, mine was presence with family, but keep going.
So like my non-negotiables this year is to just make sure that every single week I do one thing with one of my kids individually. And the reason why is because when I was in Bali, I did this with intent. Whereas we've done it, we do it.
Tick a box sometimes.
In our OKRs, right? But when I was doing in the OKRs, it was a little bit different because I kind of would jump from one thing to the other, whereas this one I really want to lock in like one thing with each kid. And when I was in Bali, every day my goal was throughout that day I had to spend time with just one of the kids. So I might take Ace on the scooter, and me and him went and got a haircut and had lunch one day. The next day, me and Jet, we went for a ride and checked out the new hotel, and then went and got lunch and did things together. And then me and Mimi, we'd just swim in the pool. But like it was just with that one kid. It makes such a huge difference with your relationship with your kids. So my non-negotiable this year is just once a week to make sure that I give each of my kids an individual time towards one of their things that they want to do. So yeah, doing that with a little bit more purpose this year.
That's very similar to mine. So I wrote it as presence with family. In that last line that you just said then with purpose. So it's very easy to say like, oh, do something with your family like once a week or something like that. And like I mentioned before, you can easily just tick a box, but it's like, no. Like, even if you're not spending as much time, make that time worthwhile.
Yeah.
Because we've obviously always not struggled with it, but it's always been a constant juggle between the work-life balance, because we've got huge aspirations with what we want to do work-wise, but we realize that our kids, the age that they are, you're not going to get this time back. And it's just a constant tug of war between those two. And it's like, if your time with your family is limited, and ours is not overly limited, we've got a pretty good balance at the moment, but it's like, make those minutes and hours that you get with them more purposeful. So instead of just spending time with them for the sake of it, go and do things, or do things that they want to do.
Like you said, be more present and have more purpose.
Now, do you have any more of your daily non-negotiables? Because I was going to roll into a tip.
Let's go straight into tips.
Okay, so my main tip here for your non-negotiables is tie your non-negotiable to an identity, not motivation. Identity is really powerful. So I'll use an easy example of exercise. Don't rely on motivation, or don't say to yourself, all right, I'm motivated, so I'm going to exercise. Tie it to your identity, which is, I'm someone that exercises every day.
We've referred to this book 1,000 times, but if you haven't already, grab the book Atomic Habits. When you're trying to set new habits in particular, there's a big difference between someone I'll use running as an example, where it's like, oh, I'm trying to run. Or, no, it's like instead, like if you're Manu, he doesn't say I'm trying to run. He says, I'm a runner.
Or even I'm going for a run.
Yeah.
You use the example really well, Trav, because you don't drink.
Yeah.
Right? And how many times you see that people that have had issues with alcohol in the past, and someone offers them a drink, and what do they say?
They get very submissive as well. They're like, oh, I'm trying not to drink.
Or I'm not drinking,
yeah.
Which is stronger, but still it's not the identity.
Yeah.
Trav, if I have a beer right now and say, Trav, do you want a beer, and go to hand it to you, what's your response?
Sorry, bro, I don't drink.
I don't drink. Not, I'm trying not to drink, or not, I'm not drinking tonight. I don't drink.
I don't drink.
Because the person you are is someone that doesn't drink.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, that's so much more powerful than someone who isn't drinking or trying not to drink.
Yeah. It just puts a full stop on it as well.
Yep.
Whereas you kind of leave the door open with those other.
Oh, tell me anyone that said, I'm trying not to drink, they've put their arm out to be twisted.
Yeah.
And they're just begging someone to come and twist their arm. And the second that they get some kind of pushback, that they are grabbing that drink with two hands and going for it. Whereas yours is almost like like go and F off type thing. You know, like it's almost like no, I don't drink is a bit of, oh, shit, sorry.
When they first meet me and I say to them like, whoa, and then you go down the rabbit hole.
You go, no, that's sweet. But just like, I don't drink. That's just
drink, yeah. So what was we got it off.
That was my tip is base it off identity, not motivation.
Identity. Yeah.
And don't try and use your willpower. It sounds strange because having strong willpower is a great asset, but don't use it. Like when you've created the identity for yourself, it actually takes away the need for willpower.
Yeah.
How many times have people said to you, Trav, because you've been sober for almost 10 years now, it's coming up, right? In March.
Yeah, March.
How good. Is that you've got such strong willpower and you're so mentally strong. While I think those things are true, it's not something that you have to depend on because you just remove yourself from those environments.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like we're kind of going off a bit of a tangent here, but that is the number one. If for anyone that is like struggling with anything that they want to stop doing, it's not necessarily your willpower. It's actually the environments that you're putting yourself in. And you've just got to make sure that the environments that you're consistently putting yourself in are the ones that are aligning with the person you want to be. So I'm not a drinker, so you won't see me at a pub. It's not an environment. But like, you know, if there's an event on and I got to go, like I'm not going to go. I'll be there, but I'm just not there often.
Yeah.
And I just don't test my willpower.
Yeah. And non-negotiables reduce decision fatigue.
Yeah.
So a perfect example is us saying that we train every day, or like I literally come to the gym at the same time every day. It reduces the decision fatigue. It reduces someone that has to sit back and the alarm goes off and they go, oh, am I going to train today? Like you are potentially setting yourself up to lose in a moment of weakness. Yeah. Whereas with me, I'm honestly going to autopilot. My alarm goes off and I get up and then I just go through the exact same routine every single morning and I arrive at the same place at the same time because I'm just training. That's just my identity. My non-negotiable is I go to the gym and I train every day.
Yeah.
Instead of going, all right, if I want to train 3 days a week, you've got your normal days set and then you get to Wednesday and you go, oh, I didn't get much sleep last night. I'll just sleep in and then do it tomorrow. Like that just muddies the waters. It makes things so much more difficult, whereas it's just black and white with a non-negotiable.
You segued perfect for my non-negotiable, Paddy, and it's routine. It's just stick to your routine. Even like, so for me, I even stick to my routine when I'm away. Like there's obviously, I'm not going to be coming to work while I'm away, but my routine in the morning is still the exact same. And even with like my food and everything that I do, like nothing really gets too far out from my routine. So then I don't have to get back on track or reset. We're very fortunate. I was thinking about this when we were writing these podcasts, Paddy. Is like from our 2025 to 2026, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just adjust. And that's where you want to get to. And that's why our routine that we were just talking about has helped us so much, is because when you get to this time of the year, it's not like, all right, New Year's resolution, I'm going to revamp everything. It's like, no, there's just a couple of little tweaks we're going to make. So my non-negotiable is stick to my routine.
Yeah, because it pushes consistency, and consistency is the biggest thing anyone will tell you in getting results in anything. And the line I wanted to roll on the back of that is, if you have to decide every day, you'll eventually decide not to.
Ooh.
Like you can't win every day.
No.
And that's leading to the willpower thing. Don't use it because you're not going to be able to stick to it every time.
You got one more?
Well, it's not a non-negotiable, but it's something to help people with them, is every non-negotiable you set is a vote for the person that you want to become.
Go one more time.
Every non-negotiable you set is a vote for the person you want to become. So take a step back and picture that person that you want to become in life. Your non-negotiables are leading you to that person. And anytime you miss, it's a vote for a person that you don't want to be.
Love that. We're going to leave on that. Well done, Patrick. Till next time, guys. Peace.